Hey, I'm Dean Brown, and you're watching for GuitarPlayersOnly.com.
He's Dean Brown. Hi everyone, John Liebman here. You're watching for GuitarPlayersOnly.com. Coming to you today from the 2017 Winter NAMM Show, Anaheim, California, with our good friend Dean Brown. How's it going, Dean?
It's going great. Having a great time out here in Anaheim. I live not too far from here, but I tend to stay here when I come here because it's a madhouse, right? So it's hard to travel.
Yes.
It's much easier to just sort of may make it your home base for the 4 days.
Yeah, not a bad idea for even beyond the 4 days.
Yeah.
I live in Michigan, and we just wouldn't be able to sit outside in a T-shirt in January.
That's exactly right. Although obviously we're fortunate today. Strangely enough, we've been getting a lot of rain
Yes.
in Southern California, which we need. But we're not as.
Can you do it on your own time instead of my time when I'm in California?
No, I know. That's the thing. It's so funny. Anytime, like if you book a vacation to Hawaii and it rains, you'd get so mad about it, right? But at the end of the day, it's like it's still Hawaii. It's still amazing.
Right. Well, it's passing all those poor families that were here for Disneyland getting rained on. But let's talk music. Let's talk guitar.
Yeah, sounds
and
good.
we had a great interview sometime in 2016
That's
on
right.
For Guitar Players Only. Check it out. Just put Dean Brown in the search thing. It'll pop right up. The story about some really interesting things that you did in Korea when you were a kid and how you
Yeah.
traveled around because of your dad's position. And
right.
I also want to mention that as long as I've enjoyed your music and have loved listening to your playing, I was privileged last night to see you play. So not only are you a joy to listen to, but I got to tell you, you are quite a joy to watch playing.
That's sort of my cross to bear. It's a funny thing because even when I'm recording by myself, I'm very physical. I don't want to be encumbered by any sort of. I just want my body to be free so that it because it's. I'm just trying to express the notes. Really, it's not like it's not intentionally for show or something. Matter of fact, I'm generally mortified when I see video of myself because I don't.
You ever see Keith Jarrett play?
Yeah. Well, so you get it.
Or even Oscar Peterson.
Oh, yeah. No. A lot of guys. You know what I mean? And so there's that school. I come from that school, and there's another school of guys that are very stoic when they play, and they internalize. Just play like Kevin Eubanks plays very stoically, and so does Ron Carter, for instance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's a different way of dealing with it.
Well, you looked and sounded very unencumbered last night, and I mean that as a compliment. What's been keeping you busy these days, Dean?
Well, obviously I've been doing my own thing, and we're working right now, working on doing a little summer thing with a co-leader thing with the great saxophonist Bill Evans.
I remember the guy that played with Miles years ago.
Right,
I mean,
that's
not
right.
that guy that played with Miles, but the other guy that played the sax player.
The sax player,
Yeah.
yes, and then an unbelievable musician, and we've played together before. I played on a couple of his records, and so.
Do you have a name for that project or that band?
It'll just be the Evans Brown Band or something like that. We have
Or maybe the Brown Evans.
Yeah.
I've got some of those records on vinyl that I just haven't been able to listen to for so many years because I just don't have the turntable and all that set up.
Right,
Although
right.
vinyl's coming back.
Vinyl is, the thing is, a lot of people are asking for vinyl now, but
Who'd have thunk it?
It's hard to drag that around with you on the road.
Yeah.
CDs are easy, and
Downloads are even easier.
downloads are easier, but the thing about downloads, you can't sign a download. So I think now the CD has become this nice thing that put your autograph on, that people use as a souvenir,
When could we expect to have something available from this duo project with Bill?
You know, that is something that we're going to have to talk about. We haven't even got that far because we're just talking about. First thing we're going to do is tour, combine our music, and see how that works and stuff. And then, that maybe the next stage will be something along the lines of trying to do some sort of a formal project in terms of a recording.
I don't know why, but for some reason something stands out in my mind. He had a tune that was titled "Half Man, Half Cookie." I think I remember. Does that sound
really?
like?
I don't remember. But Bill has some interesting titles to his tunes, but I don't remember that one.
Okay, well maybe I'm just imagining it. But how could I make something like that up? Yeah. Let's talk about your equipment. I know you're big into the exotic guitars and exotic pedals. Tell me about your gear.
Well, I discovered the exotic stuff through a wonderful guitarist named Alan Hines.
Yeah. Interviewed him yesterday.
Okay, great. And Alan was a good friend, and when I first moved out here, he said, "Listen, you've got to try these pedals because they're really special." And I think with my style and stuff, he said, I think that would be a good fit, and so I met Toshio.
Toshio Hariba.
Yeah, and we.
Great guy.
Yes, he is. His whole team is great.
The head of Exotic, Toshio Hariba.
And so anyway, Toshio was kind enough to let me try a number of his different pedals, which I did, and I ended up settling with two in particular that are on my board, although I use other ones like in the studio from time to time. But the ones that are on the board is the BB Plus, which is a very popular pedal of theirs. It's basically like an overdrive, but very transparent and sort of a more high gain kind of overdrive, and then I use the Robotalk 2, which is an envelope filter, and there's two of them. Although I only use the one channel. There's two, they're apparently different envelopes, but I like the first one better than the second one. That doesn't mean the second one's not cool, but for what again, it's got to be a sort of a marriage of your touch and technique, whatever pedal you choose. So even though I love their pedals, you still have to go and try them.
Sure.
And they have a lot of different ones for like different types of overdrives or boosters or things like that. They're different types, so that you might, one might not be the right one for you, but the other one might work better, and that kind of thing. So
I had a chance to take a tour of their shop and their factory recently. Yeah,
right.
very cool place. Very great people too, Mitch and all the guys.
And then now they have that new Plex machine. Did you see that?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, it's this thing that actually digitally like refrets guitars and puts the actual frets, so it's micron perfection.
Accurate.
You know what I mean? Yeah, accurate.
How about the guitars? Tell me about what you're playing and why you like them.
I'm using their California Classic, and it's kind of like if you got a good 59 Strat, not just a 59 Strat, a good one.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like, and it doesn't feel like a new guitar. It feels like it's been like it's a 59 Strat.
That's what you're playing?
Mm-hmm. And it's unbelievable. And they, I never used a whammy bar before. I mean, I did on records a little bit, but I immediately would have to retune. I was always panicking. You know what I mean? But this whammy bar is like really just. And I'm not really a whammy bar guy, but I enjoy it. Every once in a blue moon, I just like to to use it a little. It's very expressive, and I'm certainly never going to be, you know, use it like someone like Scott Henderson or something who has really turned it
Another exotic artist, but
who's turned it into an art form, the whammy bar. But it's just, but I do enjoy having that little extra palette. But the guitar is fantastic. It has a roasted maple neck,
Yes.
which I believe contributes for me. There's two different aspects to it. One is because it's a whammy, you want the neck to be very stable. You don't want it to move. And roasted maple has no play in it because there's no moisture in it. You know what I mean? So it's very solid. So there's that. But there's something about the way it feels. Because it was roasted, it makes it almost feel aged, like it's an old guitar, like it's an old neck.
beautiful instruments.
Yeah. Oh man, and they do really nice job with varying different types of relicking. Relicking can be a little overboard, and they do that too. Where it's like just completely just torn up. You know what I mean? But this one's like they call it medium relicking, and so it still actually looks like there's a paint job on there.
That's funny. You got to wear the right pair of jeans to play that too, right? What about the future, Dean? After you get through this project with Bill Evans and the other stuff and the records?
Before that, I'm doing a couple of things with Billy Cobham. Well, one is I'm going to Europe in February with him. To do some more stuff with his Spectrum 40 project, which is...
Can't believe it's been 40 years.
Yeah, unbelievable, right?
Leland's not going to do that, is he?
No. That's
Rick Fiorabracci?
Rick Fiorabracci. And
my old schoolmate, University of Miami.
And Jerry Atkins on keyboards. And so that'll be fun. And then we're going to be rehearsing some new music that I think Billy intends to record. So there's that. And then... in the summertime, later in the summer, we're starting to cultivate this thing that we did last year called a rhythm section retreat, and we do it in Phoenix. Actually, Phoenix, Arizona, or Mesa or somewhere like hot, somewhere.
Yeah,
hot.
somewhere warm. Yeah.
But
in the summer,
But they do have air conditioning in the building, so no. But it was fun, and we got a good response from it. So we're going to do it again. It's very cool. We get
what is it?
Well, we have drummers, bass players, keyboardists, and guitarists come and interact with one another and with us, and then we sort of critique them and try to help them grow as rhythm section players, not necessarily as soloists all the time. So
and the whole thing again is called what?
I guess it's Billy Cobham's Rhythm Section Retreat, but it's sort of all of ours, because the Rick, Jerry, and myself are instructors in the thing, and Billy, of course, and so it's pretty cool, And there's also private lessons involved and different things if you want. But
is this
basically
for kids or like
it's really more for I would say like people that want to be pros or pros too. We had a lot of working musicians do it, because we're trying to really take people to another level of understanding what will help them to not just be better musicians, but to be able to work more. You know what I mean?
That's always nice too.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. A lot of exciting projects.
Yeah.
Please keep us up to date, and we will share that with our audience on forguitarplayersonly.com. And I'm excited also to see and hear the new compilation with collaboration, I should say, with Bill Evans. Yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah, I think that'll be very cool. And then just one more little plug.
Go for it.
I'm doing this Sunday. I'm recording a big band chart of one of my tunes that I did the chart for it, and with the Ira-less big band machine in San Diego, and so I'm looking forward to doing that. And that I don't know when that hit. It's a record. I'm not exactly sure when that record will come out, but I'm assuming sometime sometime this year.
Okay.
You know?
Well, let us
So-
know about that too.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
cool. With a big band, you never know. It's kind of hit and miss whether there's a guitar or not. I used to play guitar before I
That's
played
right,
bass.
right.
Some of the big bands had
Well,
guitars,
this
and
one's
some of
gonna
them
have two.
Okay,
You know,
even though
so-
to make up for the ones that didn't.
Yeah.
Dean Brown, this is great catching
All right.
up in person,
Okay.
and well, lots of luck and continued success with all those projects.
Thank you so much.
and-
Thank you so much, and the best of luck with the site and everything.
Thanks.
It's going great, I think, right?
It is going great, and it
Yeah.
just got even better in the last even 10, 15 minutes. Who knows?
I appreciate that.
With our good friend Dean Brown at the 2017 Winter NAMM Show in Anaheim, California. I'm John Liebman. You're watching for GuitarPlayersOnly.com.